I'm so glad that at just the slightest mention of anything, we go, let me Google.
Let me just Google this. You and I love a rabbit hole.
Absolutely.
I love to know about something that doesn't matter at all.
Doesn't matter at all, but we'll get such a strong reaction. Not a bad one, not a good one, but just a reaction.
Or just to keep on. Just for the sake of doing it. Just for the sake of having stuff to do. Sometimes you just need to know everything about a subject that doesn't necessarily matter.
Doesn't matter. Like, we'll never come up again outside of a very specific and potentially deliberate situation.
Yeah, outside of a situation where I go, hey, Danny, you want to know something really silly? You want to know what I just read about today?
Hey, guess what?
Guess what? Let me send you this 1.5 hour YouTube video. Get back to me tomorrow.
And you know what? I'll get back to you.
Every time.
Hello, Chaotix.
Okay.
That's this month's fandom name. It's the end of the month, and so Lotus and I are back with our extremely timely K-pop podcast.
Hooray! Yeah, I'm not mad at Chaotix. It reminds me of Mirotic, so I'm naturally kind of,
it's got a nice.
It brings a positive
nice consonance.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you gonna do a thing where you come up with a new one every month now? Is what I'm hearing.
I'm going to try.
Okay. I like this.
I'm going to try. There may be some repeats. One month may just be, hi podcast listeners, but I will try. But it's the end of February, which means we've got a short list of songs and comebacks, and potentially debuts to discuss. Like December, January, February usually isn't a month where you're like, can't wait for the K-pop releases.
Yeah, you'll get a couple of I almost say Valentines all the time now. I've never done this in my life, but for whatever reason now it's a thing. You get a couple of Valentine's lovey-dovey songs on occasion. Those are pretty stable, but everything else is like whatever.
It's whatever. No, it's February. Nobody's really checking on this month.
No.
So, we've got a short list, but I think we'll make the best of it.
Yep.
Let's get right into it. Starting out with the month, 17, specifically the Boseoksoon subunit, decided to release their first physical album after 5 years.
5 years
of silence.
They've been waiting for so long since Just Do It, and then at some concerts I think there would be a full 13-member Just Do It, and then that was it.
Boseoksoon was gone, and fans every year said, when's the comeback? And there was no word until suddenly it was hinted at maybe a year prior to this, 6 months prior to this.
Strange.
A long time ago, there was just a little tease of, oh, we could be coming back, and they did with Fighting on the album Second Wind. I love this song.
It's a great song. The thing is, one of the backbone, one of the strongest components of 17, that, as in many groups, especially in the 4th gen, is overlooked, is the vocal line, and specifically the power vocalists, both of whom are in this song. So, if you give Sungkwan and DK more time on the microphone, and to be fair, Hoshi's a very good vocalist too. I think it's just, if you're a 17 fan, you don't necessarily think of him as like vocalist first.
Right, it's the performer.
Right, he's the performance leader even. So if you just get 3 people who can sing a lot and are kind of goofy on a song, yeah, you have a hit. It's funny that, to my knowledge, this song is kind of like one that Woozi made and said, I don't know if this is for a 17 main album, but you guys can have it.
And I think in like a behind the scenes video, it was like just them kind of coming up with the song and the concept and all that, and he played the demo of the song.
He's yowling on that shit.
And like I get it. I get what he meant. I understand why this song had to wait until somebody could pick it up. Because it's not bad. Again, I'm loving it. But Can you imagine if Fighting was a 13-member song?
No, no. It'd be worse for it.
It may have been the first time where we would have to go, yeah, 17? Not it.
17 has officially done too much on this one.
But this is good. I don't mind that Youngji is on it.
The world's
Her
most
rap
successful
is
character.
a little... just a few years ago, she was on the floor screaming, just with a phone call,
Yeah.
talking to Hoshi. And now she's a feature. That's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind her part. It's a little goofy.
Yeah, it's the delivery is very goofy, and truthfully, I'm not sure how intentional it is. It feels pretty intentional, but I think there's an extra layer of goof that occurred naturally.
There's some intentionality to it, but she's absolutely being a professional, which means that you can't help it. But unfortunate is unnecessary. There is something about it. I said, this is just a little goofy. Have you listened to any of the B-sides from this?
I have. I think they're both fine. How do you feel about the Peter Elias fan cams is what I want to ask you first.
Oh gosh.
Because they went full in on it. They said, well, if the other 3 members are going to have fan cams, the feature's going to have one too.
Why would y'all do this?
It's so bizarre. But it'd be weird if they didn't, don't you think?
I guess it would be, right? It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be nice. It'd be strange.
It feels so mean. Because if they didn't, we'd be like, oh, why did they give him one?
Oh, yeah, we'd be talking shit. But there is something so specific about a Korean performance, or like not even a Korean performance, about K-pop music show performances that I don't think is really replicated in many other places.
No. Not since Britney Spears.
Kudos to him. But oh my god. The song isn't for me, and I would like to erase all of it.
You don't like the whole thing?
I would like to erase all of it.
Sometimes a single doesn't need to be more than a single.
No. Lunch is good, though. I love Lunch on there. Mm-hmm. They rhyme metaverse with universe, which feels good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does it feel good?
It's one of those things where 17 kind of toes the line of being like, are you about to get some weird corporate capitalist bullshit?
I mean, ever since Game Boy and Under Hype, it's a matter of time.
I mean, again, when Vernon mentioned Bitcoin, I said, are we about to? But I mean, they go right up to the edge and then they back down. I say, okay.
We'll see.
It's going to happen, I'm sure. But as of right now, it hasn't. So I could rock with this for a long time.
Could you rock with you?
Not as much, no. Not really, no. That's the one single where I go, eh.
Yeah, you and Azalea have grown, not quite to dislike, but y'all don't live for that song. We've had opposite trajectories, because when I first listened to it, I was like, I don't know about this one. No, I think I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about it. But that's life. And I'll get better at transitions as we go, but Stray Kids had a Japanese comeback.
I didn't even know that you were doing one. You just said, well, that's life. Anyways.
Next bullet point on the list. Stray Kids come back.
Next point of the spreadsheet. Yeah, Stray Kids come back. First full Japanese album. We were mentioning just prior to this, neither of us knew that this had come out yet because we had seen Stray Kids come back soon. Stray Kids come back soon. First full Japanese album. And nothing else. So I was under the impression that this was coming out in maybe a month.
Yeah, I thought it was just really early promo. And the site that I go to track all of the comebacks and debuts of the month updates daily for the month and includes everything. And when you go to the Stray Kids, the sound comeback thing, it still just links to the poster for the comeback that was posted on Twitter. Despite the fact that this song has been out for a really long time.
Yeah, it's been out it came out on the 9th, I think. So almost the whole month, basically. Yeah, very, very strange. You know, Japanese comebacks, whether they're singles or full albums, do not tend to get as much precedence. But for Stray Kids, who are significantly more popular, like, globally than they are in Korea, compared to other groups anyways, just weird that this did not kind of show up on anyone's radar at all. Like, I haven't even really seen, like, Stays talking about it a lot, which is the really weird point. So I don't know if maybe there's some drama beneath the surface that we don't know about, or what.
Right, because it's not even as if JYP as a company doesn't really go hard with Japanese promotions for other groups. They absolutely do.
Yeah.
And for this to be their first full album, their first full Japanese album, strange. But, do you have any opinions on the song itself?
Not really. It's
right.
I think it's fine. I think it's a fine song.
It's just a fine song. When Stray Kids, like, pushes the limit and really sounds, their songs really sound like Stray Kids songs, I'm never quite, I'm not there.
Right.
But then when they release something like The Sound, which is incredibly easy to listen to, not a bad song, but for them generic, I'm also not really there.
Yeah, it's kind of what we talk about with NCT, which is we always want to see you do something interesting. And there's going to be maybe a 50-50 shot of us liking it. But if you do something boring, 100% chance that we hate it.
It's a dislike automatically.
Automatically, because what do people listen to you for?
Like, I think we just recently mentioned this with Stacy. Like, when you have a sound that works and you stick to it, even if not every song is good, you at least find your niche. And Stray Kids, I think, has that niche. And so when they step out of it, it's just any other song, any other group, they're like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. For Stray Kids, it's boring.
Yeah, it's boring. They've built up a concept and a sound, ironically, with the song title. So straying from it is weird. I didn't mean to put that many puns in my sentence. It was I was already, the first two letters had come out of my mouth, and that's why my voice went like because I was like womp womp in my own head.
Yeah, I'll let you have it, but I mean, you heard my reaction. So yeah, no promotion on this album. The song also came out on the 9th. The album itself, because there are physical copies, multiple versions, did not release until the 22nd.
I hate that. Okay. I guess that explains it.
I don't know what these companies want from K-pop consumers in terms of purchasing habits. I just don't understand it.
I don't know either. And it's become extra weird for me because the physical K-pop store that I go to has moved like way, way closer to me. And in fact, they are inside of the local supermarket now. Like, you know, where you'll have like a salon attached or a little cafe or something. It is now a K-pop store. So I'm not really like ordering stuff online anymore. I'll just avoid paying shipping by paying the upcharge to support a local business. You know what I mean? So I'll go get my eggs and my green onions, and then I walk over to the K-pop store and I'm like, I think this album I wanted came in recently. Do you guys have it? And sometimes it's a yes and sometimes it's a no, and I go, okay, bye.
It should always be that simple.
Yeah, I should not need calendars.
Like, you shouldn't need calendars. You say, oh, I opened up YouTube this morning while I brushed my teeth and saw the song was out. While I go pick up my eggs and green onions, let me check out the album at the K-pop store.
Exactly.
It should be that simple.
It should. But it sure isn't. Months ahead of time,
but it sure isn't.
Pre-release songs for albums that don't have names yet. Twice's album is going to be called Ready to Be. When we recorded the previous episode, we didn't even know what it was called.
Nope. Had nothing. No sort of information.
Like, whatever, man.
It's a way to drum up hype for a long time, but like from an SEO sort of evergreen aspect, that makes sense. But that is not what K-pop is.
No, kind of the opposite of evergreen, in fact.
It's the exact opposite. So it makes no sense, but you know, I'll leave it to the, I don't know, the CEOs.
The professionals.
Even though they are not the ones who make these decisions.
Yeah.
But, so, key from Shinee, had a repackaged album. I actually don't know what the song was prior to this called, but this one is Killer off of the album repackage Killer. Speaking of groups retaining a sound, Key's solo stuff for the past, I don't know, let's just say like during the COVID years.
The COVID era, yeah.
He's taken on a very like throwback hyper pop, not even hyper pop, because that's not what this is, but it's a very, very firmly in the 80s. Just 80s pop. He's taken on the role of, I will be the old person in K-pop who appeals to fake nostalgia by actually creating music that was around when I was alive.
Yeah, also I went to double check really quick. It is in fact Gasoline is the other song. Which
Gasoline!
I'm not super fond of, especially compared to this. I like an 80s sound. I think they've really capital P produced this song. And I think it's funny to say, hey, the 80s kind of trend has come and gone. I'm gonna keep doing it. Why not? Okay.
Keep doing it.
If that's what you want to do, do that. It works for him, yeah.
It works for his voice really well. It works for just him and how they style him. Key never really, I don't think Key gets a lot of play in Shinee. He especially didn't in the past. And so for him to have such a distinct sound with his solo stuff is just a good move. Take a member who isn't the best vocalist, so doesn't get the best roles in the group. He's not the rapper in the group. He's not the dancer of the group. Let him stand out in the solo stuff. Yeah. And he does. It's good. I love the album designs for all of his albums.
They have not been pulling any punches with his album designs. In particular, you know, SM generally does the most with albums. You know, you'll have the special albums. You have like Hot Sauce by NCT. You have a couple of Red Velvets, like the birthday cake one, which are actual cakes sometimes. I shouldn't say actual. They're shaped like cakes. Yeah. And then you have Key's like horror movie posters, and then now this, where you get like a little legally distinct Game Boy and cassettes. It's really cool. I hope Key fans are eating Super One. I hope they're very happy. They must be, certainly.
They have to be. I mean,
unless it's a pricing thing. That's the only thing that could really that could drag it down.
Okay, fair. Well, actually, SM tends to price their albums, I think, relatively fairly. That's like, true. You're not paying the same for the full box album as you are for, like, the QR cassette album. Mm-hmm. The one thing that's really surprising, though, is SM goes all out for packaging. However, they do the absolute bare minimum for solos most of the time.
That is true.
But there is just something about a Key album where those graphic designers are so keyed in. Oh, look what I just did.
Yeah, now you can't say anything. You have to go back. You have to retroactively remove your ridicule from me.
Oops. But no, I love it. I still haven't gotten to a point where I'll purchase a Key album, but I want to, just because of how they look.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? That's the reason why K-pop albums actually sell, and why here in the West, TM, we no longer sell CDs or have CD stores, because they suck.
You don't get anything with it.
You don't get anything. You don't even get like a lyric sheet half the time. It's literally like just the CD and then the insert for the picture on the front and nothing else. Can't even give you a keychain or something?
I'm not asking for like a fucking Taylor Swift photo card, but like, can I get a sticker?
Can I get a small sticker sheet? Perhaps like maybe a little microfiber towel that's printed? Anything. And they say
bookmark
no.
Wouldn't be bad.
A bookmark wouldn't be bad. A magnet? No, nothing. You'll get all of those things in one album in K-pop. But if you want to buy an Ariana Grande album, a Taylor Swift album, a Katy Perry album, no, you can go fuck yourself. You're getting a CD in a jewel case and nothing else.
No, thank you.
If you pre-order, you might get a folded poster that you're never going to be able to uncrease.
Even jewel case releases in K-pop They will shove shit in that jewel case.
Yeah, they will.
They will pack it as full as it can go.
K-pop jewel cases are so thick. Like, they're visibly taller than other jewel cases, which is very funny.
I love it. But that being said, I know you're the same. To buy a K-pop album, there have to be multiple components that work.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more lenient. For me, it's like, I'm going to say 80% I have to want the photo book.
Yeah, that's the biggest part.
That's the biggest part for me by a long shot. I treat K-pop albums that I purchase like fashion magazines where I just want to have to... I need to want to look at the outfits like over and over again and like dissect them and think to myself like, oh, if I was going to wear something like this, what would it be like, or whatever. And then the other thing is, how badly do I like the whole album?
Yeah.
And that can be a bit of a balance. If I'm obsessed with the photo book, I'm going to go to Depop and I'm going to buy a used one because somebody really wanted photo cards and they bought 20 of them and now they're trying to get rid of them.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it's pretty simple for me, but it means that I never pre-order stuff. I have to watch the unboxings and be like, all right.
Yeah. You know, it's the same for me. However, I do pre-order 17 albums without any prior knowledge. And usually twice. However, Twice, like, what is it, Ready to Be? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Has 4 versions now.
Don't they also have member versions for this?
Yes, they're doing the jewel cases now, which means I can't have 2 groups where I just pre-order 4 albums without knowing anything. That, I think, is a step too far.
This has to remain a hobby.
It has to remain a hobby, but yeah, it's the same. The concept has to be good. Not just the outfits though. Like I want at least some of the photos to look nice.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
But you know, going back, Key's albums look great. I do like his sound, even though it sometimes feels a little generic. It regardless works for him.
Yeah, we talked a lot about physical albums and physical goods that you can get. Why don't we talk about a group who has thrown their lot in with non-physical goods?
The non-physical.
Non-fungible, one might say.
It's that time again in the Chaos Podcast where we talk about NFTs and K-pop.
It's NFT hour, which 2 episodes in, we've done it once per episode. With the way K-pop is going, this might just become a thing, which is really sad, but we'll try to make it funny. We, also, side note, quick sidebar, we did not take the personality test on Maeve's Discord because both of us realized within a few hours that Maeve's Discord asks everyone in the Discord every single time anyone connected to Maeve tweets or anytime there is an NFT giveaway. So we said goodbye to that pretty quickly.
Yes. Unfortunately, it would have been fun, but that was absolutely impossible. I think, like, by the time we had finished recording and, like, it was the next day, I had received so many notifications from that 10. Discord channel. No, I'm so sorry. So we don't know our empathy levels.
We don't know our empathy levels, and yes, we can turn the notifications off, and I did, but that amount of evil energy radiating has to be nipped in the bud, so.
Yep.
But anyways, on to more NFTs. Triple S, again, before this started, I had heard their song, their new title track, Rising. I thought it was fine, and I said, Danny, do you want to talk about it? You said, I don't know. And then I don't remember what happened. I think we were trying to figure out how many members are in the group. Because it used to be a lower number and the number has grown. And then we ended up on the wiki and then we learned a lot of things pretty quickly.
Yeah. I saw the kind of nonsense that was going on and I closed my eyes.
Call me twice because my eyes are wide open. First of all, a fact that I picked up, while I literally have like 10 tabs open that are all about Triple S. Fact number 1. The group would be managed by Jaden Jong, Luna's previous creative director. This is why I was like, okay, you, Danny, stop looking things up and let's turn on the recording because I have some things to share with you.
I didn't expect the first fact to get such a genuine gasp out of me.
Because at this day, on this time, you can't say that. It's incredible.
That's not good.
It's not good. It's very scary. To be clear, this is just Luna's creative director, but like, still,
but, like,
there's elements of Luna's creative direction that are very cool and interesting and new and exciting, and a lot of other parts we don't know. Everything that this person like had a hand in exactly, but
I mean, I'm just going to say if they had a hand in how Luna was revealed, jail.
Right.
The
exactly.
way, horrible. So already we're starting off potentially bad. I mean, I guess a similar thing is happening now because the group still isn't complete even with their second song release.
And I didn't even know what the hell their concept was. But let's quickly move on to fact number 2. This made me laugh so hard. I thought I was going to hurt myself. Because my immediate question is, okay, what does the S stand for? And we all know kprofiles.com. That is effectively a community wiki where, anyone can edit it and add information about various groups. What's their fandom name, their fan color, when did they debut, all the members' names and facts about them, blah, 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 blah. On the K profile for Triple S, it's got the information, and then it says, what does Triple S mean? Frequently asked questions. What does Triple S mean? Triple S means that small S's gather and make one big S. Now, here's the thing. There's no source on this. I think this person might just be saying things, but the things in K-pop are so ridiculous, and specifically about Triple S, you and I have read so many ridiculous things that this could be real, and I don't know.
But also, that still doesn't... What is an S?
The thing is, in my head, I just imagined the cool S. The graffiti cool S, and 3 little S's come together to make one.
To make one big S.
To make one big S.
Oh, I love... This is why I like K-profiles. They have so much information on every page, and so much of it is either questionable or just... Huh?
Uh-huh.
Is this real? And if it is, how does this make sense?
Right, so now, do you want to know what theoretically Triple S actually is?
Yeah.
It stands for Social, Sonyo, Soul, which makes a lot more sense than the other thing, at the very least.
Because that, you know what that is? That's 3 S's.
That is simply put 3 S's, yeah.
Although, that still makes no sense.
I feel like it makes as much sense as any other kind of acronym group, Fair.
It has all of the elements of the group.
Yeah.
They're social, they're girls, they're performing in Seoul. Triple S.
Right, exactly. But then there's the other concept that is going along with the group that has been explained and cited on everything that I've read thus far and is very clearly a real thing. It's from Naver, I think you say it Naver, which is the group's concept is the members have the special ability S, and that they will join forces and demonstrate their abilities through the dimension with a capital D, and will be recreated every season with new concepts. Now, some of the words in those sentences make sense when they're put next to each other, but not all of them.
Not all of them.
I don't know what the special ability is.
Like, is it as simple as singing and dancing? I doubt it.
No, it's special ability S. It's like the Powerpuff Girls, Chemical X, but it's an S, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out someday.
But I don't know if this is one of your facts, but can we talk about how the girls will be sort of remade, reconfigured?
Yeah. So, we originally segued clunkily but hilariously into this talking about NFTs, and that is because, okay, so again, we were confused about the amount of members in this group. It is eventually going to be 24. But they're not yet. I think right now they're at 12, and some of their first songs were as low as like 5. And so eventually all 24 of these members are going to be revealed, and the way that they, they promote in subunits, kind of like how NCT will. Like, you have NCT as a whole, and then you have the different subunits that people can move between, for the most part. They're going to be kind of like that, but fans are going to purchase NFTs to vote for certain concepts and certain girls to be in certain subunits.
Yes. And so you purchase your NFT photo card, and that kind of goes towards the pool of the subunit. And it's through a specific app that feels almost like a gacha app.
Oh, God.
Vaguely enough.
Yeah, trying to read about it has been so difficult because they have so many made-up words to make the NCT, God damn it, sorry, NFT, NFT thing seem, I guess, more palatable and cool?
Right, because, like, you aren't, it's not like a quick, easy, like, you buy the NFT and that gives you a point. Or I guess it is that simple. It's just not points. They're COMOs. COMO.
Yeah.
You buy NFTs to get a currency, which you can then use to vote.
Yeah, and they couldn't be normal about it. A normal group would have called it, like, the voting period. It's not. It's called the gravity.
Okay.
And there was the first gravity, which is not called the first gravity. It's called the grand gravity.
Oh.
That happened in late September, and during the gravity, 2 dimensions were formed because dimension, sometimes with a capital D, sometimes in all caps, are the subunits. Do you recall? Can you, off the top of your head, recall what the 2 dimensions are called?
Oh, Acid Angels from Asia?
It's just singular angel for some reason, but full credit.
Oh, excuse me.
You know.
Acid Angel from Asia, which I'm so sorry is leaning very into the weird fetish that Grimes has.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I loved how you read the second dimension so much that I want you to say it.
Okay, plus sign, open parentheses, capital KR, close parentheses, all lowercase istal eyes.
Just imagine Lotus reading a Wikipedia page and within a sentence saying plus sign, open parentheses, KR, close parentheses, istal, instead of just saying plus crystal.
Because it's the formatting is important, or else they would do it, certainly, right? When has a K-pop group ever done something for no reason?
Yeah, this is a strange one.
Yeah, it's
these
like
dimensions.
The thing is, writing it as capital KR, all lowercase istal, that is even slightly more normal than the way it is come out. I don't know what the plus sign is for. I don't know what the parentheses are for. But it very clearly says KR, like Korea, because that's the group that is going to have the more kind of traditional K-pop sound. Which makes enough sense. I just don't know what all these extra characters are for.
Mm-hmm. And then it also...
So what? Like, sorry, go ahead.
The subunits, I feel like there are going to be 3 subunits. I think the 3 is going to be an important thing. Are we going to somehow work JP into this 3rd dimension? Just a clunky, messy, ugly JP somewhere in the word?
I hope so. It's just a JPEG of JP. Just hanging around. But I just read something very important. And again, I have so many wiki tabs open on various wikis. I just read, it was also announced that once a dimension's activities end, the dimension naturally becomes extinct. So to preserve a dimension, a goal of selling 100,000 album copies throughout the period of activity was enforced. If the goal isn't reached, then that specific unit will be disbanded.
Oh, they're so out of their minds.
Is that...
They're so out of their minds.
This is so weird.
Because, I mean, naturally you would think that with 24 eventual members, no dimension, to use their terminology, is going to exist forever. There's just too many. But for them to say, hey, if you guys like these girls together and want it to continue, 100,000 albums.
Oh, and you know what? It says too. So I believe you buy the tokens. Wait, no. This is such a weird and confusing roundabout way. If you vote in all 4 voting thingies, then you get an NFT photo card also. But addendum, for every NFT photo card, which are called objects with a K, you get one of these tokens. I don't know.
I just don't get it. I just don't know.
To add onto the pile, the youngest members, very young, 2008.
Yeah. Their baby's 15 years old.
And
which I know is not uncommon in K-pop. It never has been, but it doesn't get any better.
It doesn't make it feel
any better.
It gets worse because I know that everybody is beginning to know better and come under more scrutiny. So it does get worse.
Yeah.
The weird thing too is, like, if you go to the like official K-pop fandom wikis for Triple S, it always says maknae. I said that real southern, but it's fine. It always says maknae temporary, which is the scariest thing I've ever read in my life, personally.
As if, so you mean to tell me...
Do you know that there's going to be someone younger?
Younger than 15?
And they just aren't legally allowed to... Well, actually, you can debut at 14, can't you? Right?
I think so, with, like, different stipulations, but yeah.
The song is fine, by the way.
Yeah, the song is fine.
It's a pretty catchy song.
It's not bad. I think their, like, pre-debut song, I think was called Generation. That one was very catchy as well. It's not bad.
It's not bad?
Oh, it's not bad. There's just, I'd say, a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, and I don't think that it's good. Now, as a final, this is not a fact. This is a quiz now. So the objects, the NFT photo cards, came in 2 kind of groups so far. You know, like Wave 1 and Wave 2. Would you like to guess what each wave was called? It is an English word related to technology. Both of them are.
So I think that this is something I saw before I closed out the pages. Was the first one, or was one of them binary 01?
Yes, correct.
I don't know the second one.
Atom. Like the smallest piece of matter.
Like a molecular... That just adds another... Why? That just adds another thing of, how do these all connect? We have dimensions, we have gravity, but then we have
dimensions,
objects
gravity,
with a K.
cosmos all kind of makes sense together. Well, I guess it's just how metaverse is a thing, where it's like a meta universe. You know what I mean? They have the computer concepts and they're trying to combine them with spacey, sciencey concepts.
You said this before we started recording, so like this all credit goes to Lotus.
Thank you.
aespa?
Yeah.
The group that is not an NFT. They have NFTs, but that's just SM business. But aespa, the group that is not an NFT, has somehow created such a horrible vacuum for K-pop groups now.
Yeah, I believe my exact phrasing was, aespa has done immense damage to the K-pop industry just because of the AI situation.
The AI situation.
Because it's a cool and fun concept, and they, obviously being an SM group, immediately brought it not under as intense scrutiny as you would think, but definitely to popularity.
Yeah, and somehow I have come full circle to... I love the aespa eyes now. Novice.
Calling.
I love her.
Would you like to guess how much an object is? How many USD it costs?
Oh, you have that information?
I'm on a wiki. It is cited. I am choosing to trust it, and if not, well, I made a mistake.
I'll trust it. It's a photo card, but it's also an NFT.
Right.
And these are all fully separate from the albums. $6 to $10? Maybe no. $4 to $6.
So actually lower.
Oh, they're affordable.
They are $2.99 each. However, on October 4th, it was announced that the price would increase on October 6th. So 2 days. But
in 2 days.
But this change does not affect the price in USD. Why? I don't know.
How? So does it only affect like the Korean won?
Yeah, and then maybe yen, possibly?
Okay. Well, then I guess if you're a US fan, you could still get your NFTs for pretty cheap.
Yeah, and they have bundle prices, you know? It's nothing like a gacha game. Don't look at the history of gacha games, and don't look up that one GDC talk from that completely and totally unhinged greedy person talking about whales and dolphins. It is totally fine. It's completely different. Also, can I say one phrase to you that has made my brain turn into spaghetti?
Okay.
Physical first-class objects. Do you mean a photo card?
Is that a photo card?
Do you mean a photo card?
Physical first-class objects? In album inclusions?
A piece of paper?
Yeah, Triple S, I think, I don't think Triple S is going to have a good run of things.
Hey, they already have a sponsorship with that convenience store I was telling you about. You can buy their physical first-class objects in there for a price of about $3.52 USD, although it does fluctuate.
Oh, excuse me. So, basically, the Triple S creator said NFTs, there's so much negative talk about them, but that's because they're not accessible.
Because they're not accessible.
NFTs aren't made for the regular person.
This is why they moved on from Luna. They said there's not enough NFTs. They're not making enough money. Dump them.
Dump them. Triple S, where you could get an NFT for $2.99. It's for everybody.
Simply start a collectible, addictive habit for only $2.99. That's lower than you can get it from most groups. Hop to it.
Yeah. That's lower than what most people sell photo cards for. You're good to go. It's so strangely evil. NFTs are always going to be evil, but there's something about the million hoops that you jump through to get an NFT and use it that makes this particularly sinister in like a cartoon way.
Yeah, it is the most late-stage capitalism thing that there is.
Oh, yes.
It's like reverse company script, is what an NFT is.
Oh, yeah. Again, we gotta bring it back. The song was okay.
Yeah, the song was fine. I thought it was fun. It had a good visual. People keep comparing them to New Jeans, and I don't hear it, personally, like, at all.
No, I don't hear. I think it's just like,
young people
the
pop
category
music?
Young people pop music. Whenever anybody attaches like the word vibey to something,
yeah.
And it's like there are different vibes though.
There are different vibes. We can't stress this enough.
There are multiple vibes. You cannot just say vibey because New Jeans sounds nothing like Triple S. Mm-hmm. But that's a different conversation for a different day.
That's enough of that. I've had my fun.
And let's get serious again. Stacy, the girl group of the century, put out a new single, Teddy Bear. I didn't like this at first. I was unsure of this at first.
Yes, you were very unsure.
I was very unsure at first, and I did listen to it again right before we recorded this, and I think I like it a lot more.
Oh yeah?
I think so. There was something about it that childish may not be the word.
It's a song called Teddy Bear by a fourth generation girl group. I think you can say childish.
But it felt oddly childish for a group where the oldest member is probably only 20.
Yeah.
But like regardless, Stacy doesn't release like baby music. They release girly pop music.
Yeah.
And this I felt was towing on the line of like a weird baby song, and I said I just don't know about it.
This was getting into
the music video.
Song. Yeah.
Music video also was oddly off-putting at points. And that can really make or break a song for me. I have to listen to music without the visual component. But I think this is okay.
I'm not here for it.
I think this is okay. You're not here for it?
I'm not here for it. It's a little too baby music for me. I think the styling's pretty fun, especially carrying over from Poppy. But I mean, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for a single that is legally speaking an album, especially because, yeah, there are technically 2 songs. And the other one is Poppy Korean version. And I've said, I'm on the record many times now, I am never, ever here for an alternate language version of a song. I don't care which way the languages are going. If you don't sing that in the original languages it was written and designed in, I'm not gonna like it. Poppy Korean version is bad, and I don't like it. So as far as I'm concerned, there is exactly 1 song on there and 1 really bad remix. So,
yeah,
as someone who does, on occasion, enjoy buying an album specifically for the photo book, I'm not happy.
No, because then it takes out a lot of the worth itness of the album. Even if I thought Teddy Bear was the song of the year, I can't buy that album.
$22.99 or whatever for 1 song?
It's a full album price and you get 1 song and then a shitty little remix.
And the regular amount of inclusions. If you really packed it with inclusions and said, by the way, here's your single, then perhaps. But they are treating it like a regular old album.
And frankly, I think 1 Stacey album. I think I only have Stereotype.
Me too.
Stacey does not give you a lot in those albums.
No.
They give you 1 photo card and a little perfume sample.
I was going to say, from Stereotype, there is a perfume sample. So that's
They
fun.
do give you a perfume sample, and it smells nice, but they don't give you much of these albums.
No.
Yeah, Teddy Bear is coming hot off of Poppy.
You're not Poppy.
You're not Poppy. The styling is almost similar, but you're not. It's not Poppy.
That's the only thing is at least they're not trying to be. At the very least, they did not try to release a similar song to Poppy right afterwards. At least it's completely different, but it's just, the sound is really not for me. It sounds like a Disney Channel original, like mid-2000s, not from an actual movie or show, but like a bumper song. It's like, we'll be right back.
100%. I like this song more, but it's still because I like certain parts more. But as a whole song, a little bit childish, a little bit strange. And I may eat my words in just a few seconds here. Because
yeah, you might.
Not long after Teddy Bear was released, Tribe, which is what I will call the group because there's no way I'm pronouncing it the way it's supposed to be pronounced.
How are you supposed to pronounce it?
Tribe.
That's worse.
It's worse.
That sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a combination of, I want to say, triangle and...
Okay.
God, what is the B word? The B word may just be B.
Be a triangle. What if it was Bermuda Triangle? That'd be fun.
That'd be fun, but I don't think they thought that far ahead.
They didn't decide to be a group with such a weird sci-fi concept.
No. Yep, it's a combination of triangle, which is a symbol of perfection.
It is the strongest shape.
Which means existence.
Thanks.
Which has the meaning of perfect existence.
No, I don't like that. Separately, I'm fine with it. B means to be, and a triangle is the strongest shape, so it's perfect. Okay, yeah, sure. Perfect existence? That has a weird smell.
It does. It's a little funky. The group's name is a little funky. Also, I think the calling card... It's something in Spanish, and I can't remember it now. What? Is it Viva Loca?
You mean a calling card like in the beginning of the song Stacy Girls is going
or
down.
Just like when... Yes, but it's in the middle of the song, and I think it's in We Are Young. Viva Loca, maybe?
Okay.
It's all... Listen, there's a lot against it. However...
Yeah, you like this song. And you said
Yes.
last episode, and also just generally going into this year, that you wanted more girl groups. From what I remember, you think that they might be one of them. You're not doing a great job of selling them.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
But they put out "We Are Young." That's the name of the song, and the album is W-A-Y. Way. We Are Young.
Yeah.
This song, oh, I love it a lot. I love it a whole fucking lot.
I'm so happy.
Like
for
I
you.
said, I'm going to eat my words because the title of this song is "We Are Young." And the song is nothing but, we're young, we don't listen to adults, we don't care what you say. There are moments in the music videos where they have on wigs and they're just cutting their hair in the mirrors like children do before they have an understanding of like the proper way to look in society, etc., etc. I mean, it's kid shit.
It's kid shit for sure.
But I love it. There's something it's okay. Stacy was cute, childish.
Mm-hmm.
This is, oh, I'm a bad girl, childish, but I'm only 12.
Yeah, this is I can't wait to be 16 and have a driver's license so that I can go wherever I want.
It's exactly that.
I can't wait to be a cool teenager who goes to parties and drinks.
I'm gonna go to parties when I'm in high school.
And I'm gonna meet lots of cute boys. It's very that.
It's that. I like it a lot. I think I may have found my genre of like generic Nugu girl groups. Just, oh, I'm bad. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, a really earnest teen pop is honestly pretty fun. And it's a good sounding
Earnest
song.
teen
The
pop.
chorus is really fun.
The chorus is so fun. I think the dance in it is cute and fun. As a whole, honestly, this album's not bad.
Okay.
I'm very surprised.
Is the styling for the physical album as wild and unhinged as it is in the music video? Because, I mean, Gen Z, hi, I'm resident Zoomer, but I'm an old Zoomer. Gen Z, the TikToks, the fashionistas, even some younger millennials, really getting into the hyper maximalism, like clutter sort of trend. It is that, but even taking it a couple steps further than what you typically see.
I would say you could take it maybe 5 steps further. I haven't looked at the unboxing. However, I do know that their albums tend to be incredibly colorful.
Okay.
Very saturated. So and this is a relatively new group, so I'm sure what you see in the music video is most likely what you get in the album.
Which is what I fucking want, can I just say?
Oftentimes, music videos are where some of the best looks are.
Yeah, and for good reason. That's, one of your moneymakers. That's, in Lotus's ideal world, every single K-pop release, like major release, one album has to be every single look that was used in the music video. And then the other ones can be whatever.
Just a photo shoot. Have your photo shoot.
The other ones can be just photo shoots, but at least one. Obviously, it depends on how many looks are maybe in the music video. If you have lots and lots, then you can split it up, right? Where version 1 is like the main look in the video and another photo shoot that they did. Version 2, look 2, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sick of seeing these music videos and going, oh, what beautiful clothing in this shot that appeared for 3 seconds once. And I'll never be able to get a good look at them. Ever.
No.
Because they don't even wear it in
You'll
promotional
never.
photos. Not on stage.
Yep.
Nothing. Standardized photo books.
Listen, again, I know it's the budget way to do things, but sometimes a budget is good.
Sometimes the budget is correct. Look, you'll save money and we'll be happy.
If you want to be even happier, listen to We Are Young.
Hey, that's a song that'll make you happy, that's for sure.
If you want to feel a little mellow, listen to Hyojin's Love Things. Hyojin
so
of
cute.
ONF fame.
Well, look, I'm a big fan of ONF and I have him for a long time. I don't know if we can say fame. That's the tough
I mean,
thing.
that's where he's from.
I suppose so. I suppose if you're using fame as in ONF is the thing Hyojin is most famous for, because the only other thing would, I think he's getting like a degree in astrophysics or something like that. That's it.
ONF.
So ONF, yeah, a group I've been a fan of for honestly, actually since debut. I one of those groups that I just randomly saw in recommended, and I listened and I said, wow, that's great. I'm gonna follow them forever now, and I've yet to be disappointed, like truly
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing that's so interesting ONF is under RBW, as are One We, One Us, Mamamoo, and Purple Kiss. Except ONF is like they're owned by another company, which is owned by RBW. You know, it's one of those situations. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like they they were under WM, which
yes,
for any like old K-pop fans, they had B1A4.
Yeah,
and I think Oh My Girl currently,
and that's it.
And that's it.
But one really interesting thing that RBW has done, which, you know, if you're a One We fan, you know about this for sure, is they have really, really, really planned ahead for their idols going into military service. In particular, ONF. Yes. There are 6 members, one of whom is Japanese, and they said, hey, you guys just had a comeback. ONF is not the most popular boy group in the world. All 5 of you are doing your military service right now because it's the pandemic and we can't do anything anyways. And so they are all in the military, except for you, who is just hanging around doing dance covers sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, you know.
And, yeah.
Guesting on radio shows.
But yet, there has been a steady trickle of ONF-related content, even though they're in the military. Hyojin having his Valentine's single ballad here. There was also not what I thought was a repackage album. No. Storage of ONF was all completely original songs and like a couple remixes, I think. Just weird and impressive and kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's a group that just, like you said, ONF is not very popular, even after being on Road to Kingdom, which was a huge boost for a lot of groups. It gave them a decent following. Mm-hmm. And that's about it. But with the amount of stuff that they've put out since everyone started their military service, God, fans of bigger groups could only wish.
They could only wish. Like, the only people who are close are BTS, and that's because they're only sending one person at a time.
Yeah. And even then, you get, like, you know, the solo album prior to, or, like, right around the time of enlisting. That's about it. This Hyojin's single comes with a physical album.
Yeah.
Not worth, again, like we said, not quite worth it, but like...
Unless you're a huge Hyojin fan.
I was going to say, if you were a deep stan and you know that you, or like you assumed that you would not get any sort of content from your favorite member for 2 years, this is...
a godsend.
Insanely amazing.
It's incredible, yeah. And I mean, it's a great song too. It's just a really nice love ballad. It came out on Valentine's Day, like we said. And it's just lovely. I enjoy it.
It's lovely.
It's a true ballad too. They don't pull any of that nonsense. Yes. They don't, make him sing super duper high notes just for the sake of it. It is a nice ballad.
It's just a gentle ballad. A lot of K-pop groups, I think, often give a weird ballad. This one is just, it's nice and sweet.
Yeah, because sometimes gentle. It's like, well, we do have rappers in the group, so even though we're doing a ballad, I guess we're gonna throw a rap in at some point.
And it's just, no.
No.
That's not what it is.
Either make them sing or they can sit out. It's fine. Just give them some rest. We don't care. It's a ballad.
As a ballad lover, I was very happy that this is the song he chose to make. Because he has a beautiful voice, and it's slightly unique. I'm good to go.
I am good to go. There's not much else to say about all that. That's the RBW ONF update for the next 6 months or so.
Yep. Before we go on, I'm a little thirsty.
Okay.
Lotus, are you thirsty?
I'm a little thirsty.
I have some. Do you want some sweet juice?
I thought you were being serious for a second. When you first said I'm a little thirsty, I was like, oh, I guess we should stop our recording and then we'll have to resync. And then I was like, wait a second. Here's the thing, my friend. I do want some sweet juice. I did want some sweet juice. No one has won harder in K-pop for approximately 2 years than me upon this song coming out. No one has won harder. I have been a Purple Kiss fan. Minute 1, day 1. Do you want to know why?
Absolutely.
Because one of my ex-coworkers, when I worked at part-time at Uppercut, a couple of my coworkers were apparently watching some variety show, or they were watching behind-the-scenes K-pop videos, something like that. And one of them jokingly had said, like, oh, this member, talking about Swan, kind of looks like Lotus because she had glasses on and at the time she had long brown hair. Do I look like her? No, I don't think so. But I was very flattered and I said, let me go look at who this idol is. Oh, Purple Kiss, I've never heard of them. Let me listen to this song. Immediately in. And I have been in ever since. However, the music has been good, but not entirely matching. Purple Kiss has two of the, if not the, like, strongest 4th gen female vocalists in Swan and Nagoon. And the past two releases, the past 2 minis, have been purely, except for, a couple B-sides, purely, like, girl crush epic. We're so cool. Even though one of them's called Nerdy, that is still what the concept was. They still kept to their witch thing. They had some cool styling. All the witchy, magical background stuff. A little spooky on occasion. But it was not totally hitting. But Sweet Juice.
Sweet Juice?
Sweet Juice. The teasers came out. They're referencing The Shining. And I'm like, is this a very basic reference? Yes. Is Stanley Kubrick a devil? Yes. Does The Shining visually, and also as a movie, I'm fond of it, go super duper hard? Yes, it absolutely does. So, I was looking forward to it. And then those teasers came out and I said, okay. The violins, the piano.
Yes.
Classically inspired, vocally infused pop music running through my veins. Yes.
You got it.
I won. I like super won. And I could lose again and I will still hang on to this. And especially because it's not just that I won for the concept. It's not just that I won for the visuals or the vocals or the sound. The whole mini. This is, thus far, completely and totally unchallenged for my favorite EP or mini that has come out in like a while. Because I like every song on it.
Yeah. I like have a couple of favorites off of it. But like, altogether, solid. I didn't like Nerdy. I didn't like Emmy, Mem. And I was okay with Zombie. Really, I came in at Purple Kiss's debut album, which is incredibly solid, very strong for a debut.
And a very different sound, too. Especially, because they had My Heart Skip a Beat, which is a little more rocky. It's like halfway. It's not fully in Dreamcatcher's sort of rock era, but it's like halfway there.
Yeah.
And then you had Ponzona or Ponzonia, however the hell they want you to say that, because that's not even how you say poison in Latin American. I don't know. And so it's just they've had a weird evolution, but they've always been witches, which is the weird part.
Yeah, despite the sound changing, they've always been a little witchy. And, like, even their girl crush stuff has had, like, it hasn't been dark, but it's been a little, for, like, a girl group, with, like, girl group standards, it's always been a little witchy, a little darker than usual. Like, they've kept a consistent sort of image. It's just the music wasn't quite hitting.
Yeah, their concept was always like, we're full on witches, like hypnotizing people, but then the sound is giving you fully 2022 situation. It was kind of weird.
It was mid. I think that their singers, especially Swan, she has such a beautiful voice, but she can also sound cursive-y very easy. And they had her lean into it so hard with these previous songs.
I was going to say, they must have made her.
I think so.
I think they told her to. They coached her to.
Because, like, they're like, oh, this is a unique sound. Lean into it. And it just was,
Yeah, it was holding her back.
It wasn't great. And so now she's back with Sweet Juice. And has just enough cursive to make certain parts of the song sound a little creepy.
Yeah.
Which is how you need to use cursive singing.
Exactly.
It needs to be creepy. It needs to be a little spooky.
You need to feel a little off-put. You need to feel a little bit, like there's a girl drunk at a party, but I'm not concerned for her. I'm concerned for me.
Right. She's drunk, but she's still able to cast these spells.
Yes, exactly. She is casting spells. No, absolutely. And this is technically an aside, but while we're talking about Swan, I said this like privately to you before. Swan has, lost like a lot of weight recently. This is just something that you notice when you're in K-pop.
Yeah.
The like all the girls in Purple Kiss except for maybe Nagwon are like a little bit bigger than the quote unquote like ideal, you know, K-pop girl body. And Swan is noticeably bigger than the average. She's lost a lot of weight recently, and I just hope that she is happy and healthy. I just want to put that energy out into the world really quick, you know?
Because, like, Swan is also the youngest member. I think she's maybe 18, 19.
I think she's 19, yeah.
19. That's just a difficult age to be. No one wants to be 19 again.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, she's still, like, she's lost weight. She looks healthy, but, like, who's to say? So just good energy being put out.
In K-pop, we will never truly know what is going on behind closed doors, so all we can do is hope and send good vibes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Also, because I don't know if you know about this, a little bit of drama, super quick, but obviously when you're promoting a song, you have your different stages, and usually they're in a few different outfits, and when Purple Kiss performed in the plaid red outfits afterwards, like photos surfaced of their knees like super duper bruised, not just bruised like, oh ow I got hit, or like, you know, I dropped out on my knees too hard, like bone bruises, those like icky greenish like hollow looking ones.
Yep.
But
I remember
only
this
in
being
those
an
groups,
issue with Luna.
Only in those outfits. All the other outfits either had knee pads or had hidden ones built into the boots, but not these ones.
Yep. This was a big thing when Luna like pivoted hard into their girl crush stuff, and their dances were a little more strenuous and like had a little more floor choreography. Y'all gotta learn how to work knee pads into an outfit.
It's so weird.
Every outfit.
It's so weird that they did 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4, whatever it was, correctly, and then
just like didn't have time to modify those third outfits.
You can't do that. Come on.
No, like. Knees are nothing but bone.
Yeah, truly.
And to just drop down from your full height onto your knees on a hard stage.
And then full floor choreo following.
I can only imagine. I'm honestly surprised there wasn't blood involved as well. Just with skin scraping and sliding.
Yeah, oof.
No. Girl groups do better. Y'all can work a knee pad into an outfit. It'll be okay.
And honestly, because even I'm watching the music video as we speak, one of the other outfits just like it's those gray outfits, you know, the kind of creepy schoolgirl thing. Straight up, short shoes like little Mary Jane's, and then a short dress. They're just wearing white knee pads that you would wear for like volleyball.
I was going to say, I feel like they had on just straight knee pads at some point.
Yeah, you know, if you can't work an outfit, just put some either all black or all white knee pads, whichever one fits, you know, the concept better. Just throw them on. I don't care.
As soon as the choreography starts, it'll make sense as to why you put a knee pad on with a dress. It'll make sense.
You know, we don't need to be fully immersed in the universe. It's okay.
It's okay. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, really quick, do you have a favorite B-side?
Yeah, is it Take, but with a 4 instead of an A?
I don't know what the 4 is for. That's a good one. I think that's the most popular B-side from what I've seen, basically.
I like Take, and I think, God, is it Agi?
I get.
That one's really good,
I'm
too.
an autopilot truther, because that makes me feel like I'm listening to Paramore and I'm 14 again.
Speaking of. The next new group that I've decided I like.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see now. A segue is always a surprise from you.
I'm trying.
It's okay.
I'm working my hardest.
No, it's okay. I believe. I just think it's fun. It's fun that it's a surprise.
TNX, a random-ass group, has released their second EP, Love Never Dies. And the single on it, or like the first single, or main single, whatever, is Love or Die. It sounds oddly similar to Anteam's song.
I was just gonna say this is exactly between 0x1 equals Love Song and Under the Skin by Anteam, which means it's a Dani single.
Yep, it's a Dani single through and through. I was just like randomly, I said, let me do my due diligence, let me do my research, and just listen to all the songs that came out in February. Mm-hmm. And this one popped up, and I said, oh, TNX, I don't care about that group. Let me skip. And then it immediately went into the faded vocals and guitar. I said, oh, wait, maybe this is something I should hear. And it sure was. The song is so, so good. And we mentioned this with Vernon's Black Eye.
Mm-hmm.
In that it sounds like it. The reason the song has just a little bit of oof to it is because it sounds like it's from 2012.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have like the polish that a lot of fourth gen pop punk songs do. Love or Die feels very similar in that sense.
Oh, you think so?
It's not super polished. It doesn't sound super modern. It doesn't sound like a song released in 2023 trying to sound old. It just sounds kind of old.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It sounds like... Yeah, I see what you mean with similar to Vernon. I think this feels a little bit more polished, but maybe because it feels slightly farther in the future.
Yeah.
Like
I think so. I think so. I love it. This album also has a song called Wasn't Ready,
Oof.
which is hard to classify, but that one sounds equally old. It sounds like a K-pop song that would have come out when maybe like a Big Bang was really popping.
Uh-huh.
And I know none of that is intentional. This group isn't trying to capture the hearts of bitches who were into K-pop in 2012, but it has.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
It has.
That's true. That's fair. I like the styling in this video a lot. I will say, as a Latin American woman from South Texas, therefore surrounded my entire life by emos. If you know, you know. They did pretty right. They did modernize. They said, okay, what did every like emo scene punk kid from 2009 wish they looked like? And then they did exactly that.
That's it.
They even went in with some of the hairstyles. They didn't go full scene, but they said, we're gonna flat iron your entire shit so that you can't see. And that's correct. All black, random band tees. It's great. And then as far as the song itself, that chorus is so good because it's so empty. What I was saying,
it's empty.
If we want to talk about Black Eye even more, one thing that I said I didn't like is that it sounds like an instrument is missing, but it sounds like they had the budget. This sounds like the correct version. An instrument is missing in the chorus, but it sounds so deliberate.
Yeah.
They said, we're going to make you feel an emotion of some variety.
It's pretty fucking good.
It's pretty fucking good. Good job, TNX. Now stay here.
Good job, TNX. Stay here. Please, just stay here.
Again, this is another conversation that happened off podcast. After after last month's episode, we were talking in our Discords. We were saying, like, one thing that kind of sucks about a lot of these groups, especially fourth gen groups, is they will move through concepts super duper fast. And what's so refreshing about like a Stacy is they said, okay, here's our concept, here's our vague kind of pool of influence and our visuals, and they actually continue to do it and move around and evolve within it. They're not changing concept every, comeback. TNX, stay in here and stay here for a long while. Purple Kiss, again, same story. You know that you're witches who are good at singing, so stay there.
Yes, and like I understand it's a big ask to say to a K-pop or just to a pop group, hey, do the same thing over and over again because it works. But like, can we at least just stay there for like 3 comebacks?
Or even just within those comebacks, maintain some amount of consistency, because it feels, especially with newer groups who are smaller, it feels like they're just trying to figure out which thing is gonna like make them popular, which might be very, very true. But then they move on anyways.
Yeah, because like on top of just figuring out what works the best, it's also, as a new group trying to break into the industry, it's this mad dash to keep up with what the more popular groups are doing to try to kind of ride that wave. And it's just, it doesn't work. It not often. Because either the timing is off or the budget isn't there, and so it just falls flat.
Or people just don't notice you because you're a new group.
You're a new group, But popping out this little pop punk song at the start of 2023 when everyone, even TXT, is well through with it.
Nice.
That's a good move.
That's a good move.
It sticks out. It's good. Well, we'll see if TNX is a group that matters at the end of the year.
Fingers crossed. Make good decisions.
Make good decisions. But this was last episode. We talked about Only One Of. Yes, of course we did.
Yeah, we
talked about all our feelings about Only One Of.
That's part of why the episode got so long, is because we didn't just say, let's talk about this single from Only One Of. We said, by the way, we both did full discography re-listens, and we need to catch you up.
And I do believe we said that we were, or at least I said that I was excited for the next Only One Of release. And not long after that, they put out a Japanese single, Chrome Arts. I hate this song.
You hate it?
Yeah. I'm just going to start there. I think the instrumentation is very cool. I think when Only One Of does like that industrial noise sound, it's good. And everything relies so heavily upon what they do with the vocals, because the vocals in Only One Of can get so strange. Skins, perfect example. Yeah, Chrome Arts doesn't work for me at all. There are so many parts where I'm just like, I need this part to be over because I hate hearing it.
I think that's pretty fair. I like it all right. It's not on the playlist, but I like it all right. I was gonna say, this is a gay people club song, and then following that, this should be a SF9 song.
Oh, SF9 couldn't pull through.
You think they could pull
with
through
instrumentation like that? They couldn't do it.
Fair.
SF9 somehow has made such good gay people music, but I think that was like the extent of their abilities. Okay. I think they were really pushing it to the limit to get those gay songs out. Whereas Only One Of that's just where they stay.
Yeah. At least they look cute.
They do. I appreciate the boldness of a short crop top with a mid-rise pant. On everybody.
On everybody.
I appreciate it. Again, Only One Of figured out exactly what works for them and exactly what fans want from them, and they are deep in it.
I will say, though, if you were someone with even a modicum of visual sensitivity, whether that's epilepsy, whether that's photophobia, do not watch the dance practice for this. It has the most aggressive strobing of any video I've ever seen. Not any MV, not any K-pop video, any video I've ever seen. I'm not a scientist. I don't know everything about epilepsy. I have to imagine that if you are epileptic, that shit is gonna kill you. So please don't watch it.
I'm going to assume, because as someone who doesn't have epilepsy, but it's just kind of sometimes sensitive to light because I have bad eyes.
It gave me a headache.
It's horrible to watch.
It's awful.
It's nothing but long periods of such quick flashing lights.
Yeah, the you can tell was not, it's not like Studio Choom. This was not an in-house effect. This was added in After Effects, very obviously, for no discernible reason. And it's horrible.
Yeah. Stay away from it.
Just be careful.
So,
maybe
when Only One Of releases that next album, Soul Collection, I'll consider that the next song that I'm excited for now.
The funny thing is, because we're recording this a day later than we meant to, that comes out tomorrow.
Oh, unfortunate.
Well, it doesn't matter, because either way it's in March, but
Oh, that's fair. We couldn't have talked about it anyway, so we'll see.
It's under embargo Soul Collection for us.
That's how we'll word it. I think we previously thought it was a collection of their solo stuff, which makes sense. Soul Collection.
Yeah, I was wrong, but it's also their fault for calling it that. It's just a totally other thing.
It's just a brand new album.
Whatever.
This won't be the last time we complain about the way an album is marketed, named, etc.
And not from them either, because apparently a lot of fans were mad about it too. Apparently, I was confused. There were a lot of fans who knew what was going on and were mad about it. So we're good.
Oh well. With this next group, Elast, I think Elast may be my purple kiss.
Yes, I think so too.
To where I just randomly, YouTube put a video on my homepage, and it was their debut song Swear. And it was nothing but dramatic theater kid
Yes,
bullshit.
they are theater kids to a 10.
And I said, oh, that's really interesting. That's kind of right up my alley. And then they had another comeback, and the song was called Tears of Chaos. Perfect. Theater kid bullshit. And that's kind of where Elastis stayed. Even with Creature, I'd say you could still call that theater kid bullshit.
Yeah,
it's
especially
just a different stage production.
Right. The MV itself is still really giving you that.
Mm-hmm. But Creature was their last thing they put out, and that was it was just in last year, but it feels so much longer.
Yeah. It's been a
and
long
so
year.
they released it. It's been a while. They released Thrill though, which is only a digital single, so not much. But as someone who has liked all of Elas's music up until now, I'm very confused about Thrill. Still currently, despite listening to it before we recorded, to solidify my thoughts on it.
Yes, it's a very confusing direction to go in, because when we say theater kid, we don't only mean an overall vibe. A lot of their songs have like an orchestral or a classical influence. A lot of the times they are all wearing not the same outfits, but outfits that were clearly made for them by a company for this music video. Like their costume designs, right? They have a lot of sort of strange and floaty, dramatic stories going on, a lot of face acting, things of this nature that all make them theater. There's maybe like a creature of the night, werewolf vampire kind of tinge, a sprinkle of it in everything. Thrill is like a full on like motocross kind of racing inspired thing, where all of them are wearing, the matching leather jackets and pants and stuff like that, the big boots. The song is also giving very of a pop song that you have the hot guy in like the speed racer-esque car in the racing montage in the movie. It's a really weird choice for sure.
Yeah.
I can't say I dislike it.
I don't dislike it because I think Elas may not have like the strongest vocalists, but the vocalists are good at what they do. And so for me, it makes the song okay. I think some of the rapping in it is a little iffy. Some of the instrumentation is a little iffy, but like Elas still sounds like Elas, just them doing something different. Mm-hmm. It's just not as good as what they've done up until now.
It's not as good as what they've done up until now. We were just saying, if you're going to have a concept, stick to it. If you do want to experiment, I'm not mad about saying, it's been a while since we put out some music, or it's taking longer than we expected. Let's just do a random single and a new concept. I'm not mad at that, but we don't know, because Elas does not release stuff a lot, and I believe one of their members has also just gone into the military.
Yeah.
So odd timing, for sure.
Odd timing, but it's kind of like when the Universe app and Universe Music was still like every so often a random group would get a single. And it was just completely unrelated to their discography. It was just a random single they had. This feels like that. Just, like you said, just a song that we're putting out because it's been however many months.
It might be a year.
I think probably coming up on a year.
I was going to say, I think the Creature was March.
So, a song needed to happen if Elas wants to have just even a slight chance. But, it's Elas, but a flavor that's kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm. And just to double check, Creature was April 27th. So we were off by a month, but that's okay.
All right, so 11 months ago.
10.
A long time in K-pop standards.
By K-pop standards, right?
It's a long time, and for a new group, I mean, there's so much oversaturation of comebacks. I get why they needed something out. I think the outfits in this, despite having like that very typical boy crush motocross look, are very nice.
Mm-hmm. I think they're fun.
Because another thing Elas does is they stay in a crop top, and a very short crop top. And they do that even here, where it makes no sense, but it looks good.
Yeah, they just have stuff randomly unzipped or cut. But hey, if it works, it works. And it is, in fact, working.
But Kepler also released music. Kept one going, wa-ta-ta-ta. I think this is their first... No, this is not their first Japanese single. I keep saying that, but I think it's their second. But they put out I Do You? I Do You?
That's how you have to specify the intonation, because there is punctuation.
There's punctuation. As someone who is like relatively deadpan, I'm letting y'all know it's not I do you. It's I do you.
This is like when you're practicing another language and they're having to tell you, like, no, you have to make sure that it's a question because you have to say it like this. And you're like, people talk in a natural way. I don't have to do that.
And it's like, no, this is how you do it. This is me practicing emotion. Yeah. The language of emotion. This song is cute. It's a Kepler song.
Yeah.
Like, from debut, Kepler has had a sound and they have stuck to it. I know that they're going to be gone in, at this point, probably a year and a half. I don't think they have much time left as a survival group contracted, or a survival show contracted group. I don't think they have much time left.
Probably not.
I would have liked to see like a little bit of something different from them, because they're going to disband after 2 years. But I mean, thinking about it, like Eyes One recently, well, I guess not anymore, but one of the more recent survival show disbands stayed the same up until they released Panorama, which was different and their best song to date.
Oh, you think?
I think so. I mean, I have a lot of Eyes One in my playlist, but I think Panorama is perhaps their best song. And it was them like going just 1 year up in terms of how old their music sounds.
Just 1 year, yeah.
Just 1 year up. It's like the difference between preteen and teen. And I wish Kepler would do the same.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I mean, Wadada sounded a little bit older. It's like they went back and then stayed there.
I don't know, because that song has so much youthful, high-pitched chanting in it.
I guess that's true, yeah. I'm not one much for Kep Oneer, I have to be honest. I'm not a stan.
Yeah. I thought I was. But I don't think I am.
Maybe it was all a lie, all along.
You know, you get one good single out of a group and just all of a sudden you think, oh yeah, this is my group. No, I don't think so. I think their sound is a little too I think their sound is a little too much of the same without being like good enough or different enough to carry them through. So,
yeah, I didn't live.
And like the music video was,
it was cute.
It was
I liked it, actually.
It was cute. It was like
video.
a little prom situation. But you know, kept on going.
Kept on going.
And that's it. I'm no longer a Keplian. If I ever was to begin with.
Every time you say that, I think you made it up.
No. Keplian. Because I think Kepler's from like that's the planet they're from. Or no, Kepler is a moon, isn't it?
Oh, I don't remember. I'll Google it right now.
I don't know. Go, let's get some more information.
Because I thought it was a
out.
telescope after a guy. Yeah.
It's a
Johannes Kepler, a German astronomer, mathematician, astrologer, natural philosopher, and a writer on music. And there is...
I see.
It's either a telescope or it's like a moonlander.
Okay. So space. So yeah, Keplian.
Yeah.
Girls' Planet.
It's here we go. It's because Kepler is the name of the telescope, and you know, scientists just try to name everything as simply as possible so that they know exactly what happened. There are some planets that are just called Kepler hyphen and then a bunch of numbers and letters.
That could have been fun. That could have been fun. I'm talking as if Kepler is just the group is disbanding. They've had a horrible
you make it sound
run.
like they're disbanding in 3 months.
It's not that. I'm just feeling a little dramatic right now over a song that was perfectly fine, but I wanted something different.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. Oh, God, that's really the theme of February. February was a little middling.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the Boyz' comeback with Roar?
I'm glad that they're moving back towards this concept a lot. We have long said, kind of Steeler era is where we really became the Boyz fans. I think they suit a kind of sexy, slightly embarrassing feral concept not only better than they suit other concepts, but better than most groups can do it. So, naturally, releasing a song called Roar, I'm going to be excited about. I think the sound is good, but okay. It's a little...
Yeah.
It's just got a tinge of blandness. The music video is similar. I think the music video does a lot of cool things with effects and transitions. Some of them are kind of silly, but overall it's fun. But it's like the silliness that you find in the visuals does not match the sound of the song. There's no Time of Dogs and Wolves in this one.
Right. And like the song takes on that Big Bad Wolf sound that One Is also did with their Mr. Wolf song, but they leaned into it 500%.
Yeah.
It has that same sound, but it's so serious that it ends up being a little too plain. But like you said, I think this is just where the Boyz need to be. And surprisingly, both Whisper and Thrill Ride, despite those being songs that we absolutely can't stand, the B-sides on those albums still sound like this version of the Boyz.
It's really confusing what they're going for.
It's really
overall.
it's really confusing. I know that like members have said that, they have a little bit more control over their music now, whether that means whatever that means, and if it's related to singles or B-sides, I don't know. I don't quite care at this moment in time. But the album as a whole is good. I hope it means that the Boyz realized where their music needs to be.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not like they don't know that they're good at this. It's not a mystery.
Like, right. It's always very clear if something's been successful or not.
Mm-hmm.
This was almost there. I think the B-sides on this album may be a little stronger.
Yeah.
So it's not a complete.
It's not a complete
it wasn't
mid kind of situation.
It's not completely mid because the B-sides are good, and I just if you're you gotta listen to the albums.
Yeah, I think, and this is going back to the single or the title, I should say itself. One thing that's kind of annoying is that they're not being kind of specific about the creature in this, because
no,
they're going for like a vampire thing for most of it. There's a lot of fangs and stuff, but then there's a lot of other sharp teeth, so you're like, okay, wait, maybe this is a werewolf thing, but there's no werewolf imagery elsewhere. Also, it's called Roar, and I don't know about you, when I hear Roar, I just think of lions and tigers.
Right.
So,
I think there may be like generic like claws, scratch marks ripping through a screen for a transition. They're just animals.
Yeah, well, I'm like, are they animals, or is it one of those things where it's like a vampire situation where they gotta like feast on humans or whatever, and they're secretly beasts? I feel like they're just some kind of creature without any specific name, which is a little disappointing.
It's a little disappointing because previously the Boyz have been very clear about what the creature is. When they are vampires, they are very clearly vampires. In Reveal, I think it's very obvious that they are werewolves. Mm-hmm. A Time of Dog and Wolves.
Time of Dogs. Oh, and also, yeah, because the other thing, the music video has a lot of like fallen angel imagery. So I'm like, are they like vampire demon? Like, I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
It's a hodgepodge of everything.
But if it's gonna be a hodgepodge, I'd like it to have some kind of name, some kind of something. Like, really, if you're gonna create a new and weird thing,
Be a little more specific. You want a little more clarity with it?
A little more clarity or a little more drama. Because this is too pulled back to be neither of those things.
Yeah, and again, it goes back. There was so much in the music video for a song that was just a little casual.
Mm-hmm. I like the roar
at the end
a lot
of the day.
In the song, though. In the second chorus, I just wish it was maybe a little bit more intense. Because it sounds like a new creature going along with what we're talking about. The roar does not sound like any animal. It sounds like a new thing that they made, and that's cool. But it's a little bit quiet. So if you're only going to do it once, I think it has to punch a little harder. Or do it in both choruses. One of those two things.
Lean into it.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be the suggestion.
For the boys specifically.
For the boys.
Lean in.
Lean into it. Just go there. Moving on to the next comeback. Lucy. Lucy is a band. I think Lucy is another group that came across my homepage during their debut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you showed them to me, actually.
Yeah. They're just a good, solid band. The reason that, like, I was initially like, ooh, gotta pay attention to them is because I believe, leader of the group is also the violinist in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a thing where they have, like, 3 guitar players, 2 bass players, a drummer, a keyboard, so the violin just kind of gets lost in the mix. No, when that violin needs to be heard, it's absolutely heard.
There are 4 members and 4 instruments.
4 members, 4 instruments. Beautiful.
Yeah.
But they came out with Unbelievable. I really like this song.
It's
just
song.
Constantly running through my head.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's got that baby sound that I like specifically
Lucy
in boy groups.
loves some baby music.
Lucy loves a baby music to the point where I think their last song, the music video, is just a child running around dancing.
I think you're right.
As they play the song. I mean, I'm in.
I mean, in this one, the EP is called Insert Coin, and even in the teasers, when you saw the first song, Unbelievable, you go, wait a second. Is that the Super Mario font? And it certainly is, just in Korean, but you can still recognize it. The video itself, it has a lot of little video game references, and the drummer and the drum kit are on a stage that looks like Minecraft blocks.
Yes.
Like, it's clearly not Minecraft, but it's supposed to give that. It's
enough
really
to make
funny.
you realize. I love that there's, like, a visual novel part to it. Like, it's not just like yes, there's not just like side-scrolling games or whatever. There's just all types of games. It's in this music video.
It's really cute. They threw everything in there.
Oh yeah, it's so cute. I think this song is catchy. And I forgot about Lucy for a while because I didn't quite love their last song.
The full album play.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the full album yet, actually.
It's a long
I'm still
album.
in the middle
it's like a 15-song album.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my Lucy full listen to right now. And I think I just hit this album. But, I mean, you give me grown men making baby music, wearing overalls.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's my genre.
Unfortunately, and it has been for a while, but I feel like you were not always willing to say it. But no, they got lead singer, guitarist Sang Yup up there in a beret, in overalls, and he has like a little stuffed doggy on one of his shoulders.
Yep.
It's good. And he can really sing, which a lot of times when they stick to this cuter concept, this cuter sound, the baby music, you can't always tell. And then all of a sudden, he is just singing. And you're like, whoa,
yes.
what? Also, the drummer also sings, which,
yes,
that's a fun fact, is that he'll be drumming, and then all of a sudden, the camera is focusing on him, and it's because he's turning sideways and leaning over into a microphone to sing.
Yep, and like, he's not belting or anything because he is playing the drums, which is a very strenuous task.
Oh, yes.
But like, when the song requires like a slightly deeper, a little slower, gentler voice, he's there and it sounds very good.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
They're a great little group.
A great little group. I'm glad they had a comeback at the start of the year where things were a little slower.
Yeah.
So you could really appreciate it, because I'll be honest, I think if this came out in the summer, it could have easily been
drowned out.
Yeah, drowned out. But let's get to our final song.
Oof, yeah.
Of the day, and that is Cupid by 50/50. I believe this may be their official debut, but not their first song.
Is it? Is that true?
I'm having a really hard time with a lot of the newer girl groups.
That is okay.
Because the way they're releasing things is a little different. There are a lot of pre-debut singles. Okay, no. They debuted in November with their mini album, The 50. So this is a comeback.
Yeah, and I think this is also just a single, unless it's just yet to be released at the exact day that we're listening to this on. But I'm pretty sure it's just the single and then the English version of the single.
Alright, easy. This is a nice little song. It's so catchy.
I like this song a lot.
It's so catchy.
It's so catchy. I believe this group only has 4 members, which is correct, objectively. I'm sick of these 12-member fucking groups. Not everybody needs to be a gajillion members to be popular. And so I love just 4 girls just being cute, singing about love sickness, throwing around random tarot cards, window shopping, whatever else is in the music video.
Yep.
They harmonize well, too. They sound really pretty.
Yeah. It's a very sweet, almost angelic sounding song at points. I think it just gets better as you listen to it.
Yeah.
The first listen, it was like, oh, this is fun, this is cute. And then, like, by the 5th listen, you are fully into it. The song is on replay. It's good.
It's
a good way to end the month. You know, like I said, unfortunately, February, it was an okay month.
It was just okay, and this was nice and new. You know, a lot of the songs were not bad, but were not good. And then a couple stands out. A 50/50 by Cupid. A Cupid by 50/50. A Sweet Juice by Purple Kiss. A little Busok Soon Fighting. Little Tree Bay, little TNX, you know? For so few releases, not only because February is a shorter month, but just because songs don't tend to come out in February, I would say pretty strong overall. I'm certainly feeling better about 2023 K-pop than I was about 2022 at the same time, you know?
Yes, because at this point last year,
I had lost hope.
We had lost hope when we were concerned we would have no end of the year podcast. It was that bad.
Yeah, it was
We
tough.
said, I know there are 10 months left in the year, but like, there's just nothing. We're going to have no music.
And we were, our top 25 that came out, even now, we're like, the like bottom 5 to 10 songs, I could take or leave. Like, they're just fine.
They're just fine.
Filler,
but oof. March is coming. March is twice month.
Yeah. Sorry to everyone else who is releasing anything in March, truly.
Truly, because Twice is coming back, and the snippet of their single sounds amazing. So Twice will be twice month, and I think 17 is gearing up for a comeback.
Yeah, there have been rumors.
I think DK
and
Hoshi both have accidentally spoiled comeback news. So we'll see when that happens, because then it'll be 17 month.
Here at Chaos Industries, it will be 17 month.
It'll be 17 month, but that's all I've really got, I think, for this month. If you want to close things out, Lotus, you're very good at that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think we're all wrapped up here. Solid month, good month. We will see y'all again in about another month for our March special, March comeback. Let's just start calling them comebacks. Fuck it. Let's just go all the way. In a month for our March comeback, we will return to give you the rundown yet again. So thank you all very, very much for listening. If you'd like to find me elsewhere, I am at Lotus Loves Lotus on just about everything, but I am mainly a streamer nowadays. So a twitch.tv, a twitter.com is where you will find me more than anywhere else. And Dani, kind of same situation. Streaming debut.
Yeah.
So some internet difficulties on occasion lately, which I am so sorry about. It happens to everybody.
It it's unfortunate, but yeah, I mostly at this point am streaming. I am Kirana Des, literally everywhere. I've had the same username since I was approximately 15.
Which you know how to spell now.
I do know how to spell it now. So at CHIRONIDESS.
Nice. Excellent.
Thank y'all for hanging out, and we'll see you at the end of March.
Bye.
Bye.